Hi, this is MA. Welcome or welcome back to this channel, and this is my face. I usually film overhead, but my system involves a stack of toilet tissue rolls and an old IKEA shelf that fell off my bathroom wall, and I was too tired to set that up. So we're gonna try this. This is take 2, which is okay, because this way at the beginning of the video I can tell you the point of the video in case you want to either continue or stop watching. So what this video is about, first of all, it is in regards to this ocean jasper skull, and it is really about trying things that are outside of my belief system and remain outside my belief system, but still provide me with a valid and enriching experience. And this goes back to something I talked about a few videos ago about trying to practice being the fool and getting better at saying, I don't know, rather than I don't like this, or I don't believe this, or this is not for me, so that I'm able to have an experience and decide from experience instead of short-circuiting the possibility of the experience by prejudging what's going to happen. So, me and crystal skulls, not unlike me and druidcraft, not my thing. And I'm going to talk about why. And please, if I know other people feel much differently, so no offense to anyone's enjoyment, wonder, awe, beliefs about the crystal skulls at all. I'm just going to let you know where I've been coming from and how I was able to go from that position and still maintain most of my beliefs, yet try something and have a valid and enriching experience from it. That's the point. So me and the crystal skulls. Okay, first of all, usually when I see a lot of the little crystal skulls, they're carved kind of crudely, so it looks like they have 4 teeth, or a very minimal amount, like somebody just took a knife and went, okay, that's teeth. This is me. If I'm going to even be attracted to one of these little critters, to me, it needs to look a little more realistic. It needs to look like it actually has like a human set of teeth. Again, that's me. I know some people maybe are just more drawn to the stone itself. I need it to look like a legit-ish kind of skull before I'm going to be attracted to it. Okay, to continue off of that, skulls and crystals especially, are something I have now made a move to minimize. I do have one subscription box. I get the Witch's Roots, which generally usually includes a crystal, but I'm really trying to shut down the consumption of crystals for all the reasons people talk about, you know, the ethics of it. So not only am I not consuming, so trying not to consume the crystals, and now I have actually purchased a crystal that's not just a crystal, but it's a crystal skull. So I've purchased a crystal. I have a belief that I shouldn't be buying more crystals for, you know, some underlying, you know, social justice and ecological concerns, and yet my behavior did the opposite thing. So the first thing I'm learning from obtaining this skull is I need to sit with that. I need to own it. I need to own that I did something that creates that dissonance. I need to accept that I'm not always going to be perfect in those positions, and that other people are not always going to be perfect in those positions. So we've got a lesson already. So how this came into my possession is I was at a solstice fair, an outdoor night market, and a vendor had these, and I walk in the tent and I say, oh, thank goodness I don't like skulls, because boy, I've saved myself a lot of money. And then I see the little skulls, and of course this little creature is calling my name. I enjoyed the colors. I picked it up. I hold it in my hand. I turn it around. It's got this fissure in the back, and I'm like, oh, of course it's got a crack in the back. And the vendor says, oh, that's natural. And I say, yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I'm attracted to the stones that have something a little messed up going on. So I'm attracted to this creature, and I did purchase it and bring it home. The other thing with the skulls and me, I'm nothing against what anyone else is doing. Frequently the conversations about using the skulls discusses that this is a being with knowledge contained in the stone because of the shape of the skull, presumably, and that is actually speaking to receiver, the person that's holding it or owns it. That's just not my belief system. It didn't come out of the ground this way, for one thing. You know, it was carved by a human, and I have to, again, I just bought one, so no shade on anybody. You know, I have to question what the labor practices have been, you know, the person was subject to that did the carving. I don't know. So I don't believe that because this is a skull, it holds knowledge for me, if that makes any sense. Do believe it came from the earth and, you know, under the sea in this case. So, you know, it's an ancient material, and I find it beautiful. So now it's in my possession. And the question is now, what am I going to do? And again, the point here is I can still have all those disbeliefs. Here's what I decided to do with the skull. I use Insight Timer for guided meditations. And there's a meditation on there called Get to Know Your Crystal. It's a half-an-hour guided meditation. So I said, let's see what happens. I did this meditation in water with the skull. And I have used this before. I don't want to say rational, but my more scientific mind is interested in the neuroscience of how all this meditation and guided meditation stuff works. And, you know, I'm probably someone, or most people have a large bank of images in their brain. And if you can get yourself to relax and let them kind of float by, something will grab one's attention, not unlike pulling a tarot card that's really busy and maybe something will pop out of the images. So that's, again, that's me, you. So I did the meditation, and I will share with you the outcome, which was, you know, it's a half-an-hour meditation. And at some point, I'm just sitting there, of course, going, well, nothing's going to happen. I'm not going to see anything. Then I have to shut that thought process down. So the little series of images that did come to me was this skull in some kind of disembodied form was leading a horse to me. And I looked and I said, oh, great, a horse. Thank you. And the skull let go of the horse's, I don't know, reins or something, and kind of the horse ran away. And the skull said, I am your horse. Okay, that was my meditation. So that's almost like an oracle card, right? Or like a little mini film. So, you know, the question is now, what do I do with that information? So the way I'm kind of interpreting that at the moment is, to me, the horse, someone bringing me a horse, could symbolize if things are going down, things are getting rocky, the emotions are starting to come in that I don't want to deal with. I want to get on that horse and I want to run away. But instead, the skull sent the horse away. And now I have to sit here with whatever's going down. This is maybe the rock I'm going to go to. And instead of trying to avoid, maybe I'll sit with this stone and see if that is effective. Yeah. So I think that is a perfectly wonderful experience. I now have a very strong association for this stone that didn't come out of a book, you know, that someone didn't write down. I don't know if any of this has anything to do with ocean jasper whatsoever. And honestly, I kind of don't care. But I don't know. I recommend giving it a try. And I'm continuing to recommend to myself to try something that I don't believe in, try something that I think is silly. It doesn't mean I have to change what I believe, but it can change what I experience. So I'm just here being fallible and human. And thanks for watching. Bye.